I didn't think much about the rumors when I first got accepted into Braxton University. It's a well-known college in a sleepy Midwestern town, with historic brick buildings and sprawling green lawns. It had that old academic charm, ivy-covered lecture halls, wooden benches beneath century-old oaks, and a library that looked like a cathedral. It also had stories. Every campus does. Ghosts in the chemistry lab, shadows in the clock tower, murders in the dorms. Most students laughed them off, turning them into jokes or dares. But there was one rumor that felt different. They called it the quiet room. Supposedly, there was a study room on the 6th floor of the library that didn't officially exist. No signs, no room number, just a door tucked at the end of a rarely used hallway. Most students didn't even know the library had a 6th floor. The elevator only went up to 5. The story went that students who found the room didn't always come back the same. Some dropped out without warning. Some claimed they'd lost hours, even days. And one guy, this was before my time, had to be pulled out by campus security after being found rocking back and forth, whispering nonsense in the dark. It was probably just an urban legend, a spooky tale to tell during finals week. But then I found it. It was during midterms of my 2nd semester. I'd been pulling all-nighters for days, cramming for organic chemistry. I was exhausted, frustrated, and looking for anywhere quiet to study. The library was packed, every floor buzzing with noise. Out of desperation, I decided to explore. I took the stairs instead of the elevator, hoping to find a hidden corner to work in. I climbed past the 5th floor, expecting a locked door at the top. But to my surprise, there was an old wooden door, unlabeled, slightly ajar. It didn't look like a normal study room. No frosted glass or whiteboard, just an old brass handle and a faded, authorized personnel only sign half peeled from the wood. Naturally, I went in. The room was dimly lit by 2 flickering fluorescent lights. There were 4 wooden desks, each facing a different direction. Dust clung to the corners, and a faint smell of mildew lingered in the air. There were no windows, no outlets, no air vents that I could see, but it was silent, perfectly silent. Not just quiet, silent.
No buzzing lights, no actinium.
No footsteps from the floors below, the kind of silence that made your ears ring. I sat down and started studying, and for the first time all week, I felt calm, focused. Hours passed without distraction. I barely looked at my phone. It was like my mind had finally cleared. When I eventually left, it was dark outside. I checked the time. It was 10:46 p.m. I'd gone in just after 3. Over 7 hours, and I hadn't gotten up once. I went back the next day, and the next. It became my secret weapon. While everyone else was stressing, I was gliding through my workload. But then, things started getting weird. The first thing I noticed was the dreams. Every night after studying in that room, I'd have the same dream. I was sitting at one of the desks, and behind me, something was moving, shuffling, breathing. But I could never turn around. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't move my head. I could feel it getting closer, just out of sight. The worst part? I started waking up in a cold sweat at the exact same time every night, 3:17 a.m. Then I started losing time. I'd go in around noon and come out after sunset, but when I checked my phone, no texts, no notifications. It was like the world had stopped while I was inside. I asked my roommate if I'd missed anything, and he said no. But he looked uneasy, like something about me felt off. One day I brought a friend, Lena, with me. She was skeptical about the rumors and thought it would be fun to check it out. We climbed the stairs, but when we reached the top, the door was gone. Just gone. A blank wall where it had been. I laughed it off and blamed stress. Maybe I went up the wrong stairs. But that night, Lena texted me something that chilled me to the bone. "Hey, Weird question. Did you say there were 4 desks in that room? Yeah, why? I had a dream about it. But there were 5 desks. And someone was sitting in the 5th one. Just staring. I didn't reply, because I'd seen that 5th desk too. The next time I went back alone, it was there, barely visible in the corner in the darkest part of the room. Like it didn't want to be seen. And yes, someone was sitting in it. I only looked for a second. Enough to see long, tangled hair, pale hands, and the faintest hint of a grin. The figure didn't move, didn't blink. But I knew it saw me. I left immediately, didn't look back. My ears were ringing so loud I thought I was going to pass out on the stairs. I swore I wouldn't go back. But it wasn't that simple. I started seeing the figure outside the room. In reflections. In shadows. Once, in the middle of a lecture, I saw it sitting in the back row. No one else seemed to notice. My grades were slipping. My sleep was wrecked. I couldn't concentrate anywhere else. I needed to go back. So one night I brought a flashlight, a notebook, and a disposable camera. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. The room was waiting for me. It looked the same at first. 4 desks. Silence. But as I stepped inside, I noticed something new. There were no lights this time. Just a faint glow coming from under the 5th desk. I turned on the flashlight. The 5th desk was there. Empty. I sat at the farthest one, turned on the camera, and took a photo facing the corner. I heard the shutter click, but for a second afterward, the silence was replaced by something worse. A breath. Long, shaky. Right behind me. I turned around. Nothing. I took a few more photos. My hands were shaking. But I had to know. I had to see it. Proof that I wasn't losing my mind. Then I made the mistake of looking under the desk. There were scratch marks on the floor. Deep ones. Like something or someone had been dragged. And a small stack of index cards tucked into the corner. Each card had one sentence written over and over. Don't look at the 5th desk. Don't look at the 5th desk. Don't look at the 5th desk. I ran. I developed the photos the next day. All of them came out normal except one. The one facing the corner. The desks were visible. So was I, sitting at mine. And in the 5th desk, a figure. Blurry. Smiling. Eyes completely black. I left Braxton University before the end of the semester. Transferred to a school 3 states away. But I still dream about that room. And sometimes, in the quietest moments of the night, I wake up at 3:17 a.m. And I swear, I hear someone breathing at the foot of my bed.